Hi, everyone. I know how overwhelming it can feel when you're constantly cleaning, but the mess never seems to end. Between work family and life in general, it can be tough to find the time and energy to keep your home organized. I've been in that exact same spot, feeling like I could never catch up. But after a lot of trial and error, I discovered a few simple yet highly effective cleaning hacks that have completely changed the way I approach cleaning. In this video, I'm going to share some quick and easy cleaning tips that will save you time and help you keep your home clean without the stress. These tips aren't just random suggestions. I've been using them in my own home for a while now, and they've really made a difference. Whether you're busy, have kids, or just don't want to spend hours cleaning, these hacks will make your life a lot easier. The first tip is something I wish I knew years ago, so don't miss it. First up, cleaning your dryer. Have you ever thought about how cleaning your dryer can actually save you time and protect your home? Most of us focus on cleaning obvious things like the fridge or washing machine, but the lint trap in your dryer is often overlooked, even though it can pose a serious fire risk if not properly cleaned. I used to ignore this small but important task until I noticed my clothes weren't drying as fast as they used to. The dryer was taking longer and I could feel the heat building up. That's when I realized that the lint trap hadn't been cleaned in weeks and there was so much lint blocking the airflow. Here's what I did. I started cleaning the lint trap after every load of laundry. It's such an easy task. Just pull out the trap and remove the lint with your fingers or a small brush. If you want to go a step further, use a vacuum to remove lint from the duct. Doing this regularly ensures your dryer works faster and more efficiently. Not only does this make the dryer work better, but it also prevents any potential fire hazards. The buildup of lint can be a fire risk if left unchecked, and cleaning it is something so simple that it makes a big difference. Now, if you're interested in even more cleaning hacks that feel almost too good to be true, don't miss tomorrow's video. I'll be sharing super simple yet incredibly effective tricks that will make your cleaning routine feel like a breeze. Next, let's talk about cleaning your fridge. This is one of those chores that can easily feel overwhelming. I remember spending forever taking out items one by one, walking back and forth, and the process seemed never ending. But now, I found a much faster way to do it. I use a box or a laundry hamper to collect everything from the fridge at once. For example, I start by placing all the jars, leftovers, and condiments into the box. That way, I don't have to make multiple trips back and forth to the counter. Once everything's out, I grab a cloth, soak it in warm water, not too hot to avoid cracking the shelves, and lay it on each shelf for about 20 seconds. This softens up any sticky spills or grime, making it super easy to wipe away. By the time I'm done decluttering, tossing any expired food, and organizing the items I'm keeping, the shelves are ready to be wiped clean in just a couple of minutes. It's so much quicker than before and doesn't feel like such a big task anymore. And now that your fridge is clean and organized, let's move on to another often overlooked spot: your oven. Now let's tackle the oven. If you're like me, you probably dread cleaning your oven. It always seems like such a big, time-consuming task. I used to spend hours scrubbing using harsh chemicals and still didn't get the results I wanted. But here's a simple hack that changed the game for me. Instead of using a ton of product, I now use just baking soda and a dry sponge. I sprinkle some baking soda on the dirty areas, then add a little dish soap to dampen it. No need to soak the sponge or get it too wet. A dry sponge is key because it provides more abrasion to scrub away the grime faster. I don't even bother removing the racks. I simply focus on the oven surface, and within 5 minutes the grease and food buildup are gone. The best part, no strong chemical smell, just a fresh, clean oven in no time. With the oven looking fresh, let's move on to another important but often neglected task: cleaning your dishwasher. Next, let's talk about cleaning your dishwasher. It's one of those things we use every day but rarely think about cleaning. I used to wonder why my dishes were still coming out with spots, or worse, smelling like last week's leftovers. And then I realized I was neglecting the dishwasher itself. Here's what I do. Now I start by cleaning the seals around the door. This part often gets a buildup of grime, and it's where most of the bad smells come from. I use a little dish soap on a cloth to wipe down the rubber seals. No need to scrub hard, just make sure to get into all the corners. It's a little gross, but totally worth it. Then I move on to the filter. It gets clogged with food particles and detergent residue, which can affect how well the dishwasher cleans. I pull it out, rinse it off, and make sure it's free of debris. Once that's done, I pour a cup of vinegar into the bottom of the dishwasher and run a hot cycle to give everything a deep clean. Trust me, this quick fix has worked wonders. Not only does the dishwasher smell fresh, but it also cleans better, and I don't have to rewash anything anymore. Now that your dishwasher is sparkling, let's move on to another often forgotten area, your washing machine. Now let's move on to your washing machine. I know we usually think of our washing machine as the one thing that gets our clothes clean, but guess what? It needs cleaning too. Over time, soap, scum, mold, and even hair can accumulate, making your clothes smell funky and sometimes not as clean as you'd like. I had no idea how bad it was until one day I noticed my towels still smelled musty even after I washed them. So I started cleaning my washing machine regularly, and the difference has been huge. First, I clean the front gasket, which is the rubber seal around the door. I just use a little dish soap and a cloth to wipe it down. This part tends to collect water and dirt, and if you don't clean it, your clothes can start picking up that smell. Next, I remove the filter and rinse it thoroughly to get rid of any buildup. Once that's done, I pour a cup of vinegar into the drum and run a hot cycle to freshen everything up. After doing this, my clothes come out smelling fresher, and I haven't had to deal with that gross, moldy smell in my laundry room anymore. Plus, it helps the washing machine work more efficiently, and with your washing machine fresh and ready to go. Let's move on to a quick task that can save you time cleaning your dryer vent. Next, let's focus on your dryer vent. You've probably been good about cleaning out the lint trap after every load, but the dryer vent itself also needs regular cleaning. Over time, lint and other debris can build up in the vent, which not only makes your dryer less efficient, but also poses a serious fire risk. I didn't realize just how much lint had accumulated in my dryer vent until one day I noticed that my clothes weren't drying as quickly as they used to. The dryer was taking longer to finish a load, and that's when I decided to check the vent. I pulled off the vent hose and, to my horror, found a thick buildup of lint inside. It was honestly a bit scary, and I knew I had to do something about it right away. Here's what I did. First, I used a vacuum with a hose attachment to suck out as much lint as possible from the vent. You can also use a special vent cleaning brush that reaches deep into the vent and gets the lint out. If you're feeling extra thorough, take off the vent hose and clean inside it with a damp cloth or brush. It takes a little effort, but it's completely worth it. Once I cleaned everything out, I noticed that my dryer worked much faster and I felt a lot safer knowing the risk of a fire was reduced. With the dryer vent cleaned out, let's move on to another often overlooked area, your baseboards. Now let's talk about baseboards. These can be one of the most overlooked areas in the house, but trust me, they accumulate dust and grime quickly. I used to spend so much time getting down on my hands and knees scrubbing them with a cloth or sponge, and honestly, it felt like a chore that took forever. But I found a way to make it way easier. All you need is a broom and a clean cloth. Simply wrap the cloth around the bristles of the broom, secure it with a hair elastic or rubber band, and voila, you've got a perfect tool for dusting your baseboards. I use this method all the time now. For example, I just walk around my living room brushing the cloth along the baseboards. It takes less than 10 minutes and I don't even have to bend down. It's incredibly efficient and I don't feel sore afterward from scrubbing. Once I've dusted everything, I'll take a damp cloth to wipe away any scuff marks or dirt that's stuck. Honestly, this method has saved me so much time and effort. I've been using it for months and my baseboards have never looked cleaner. With your baseboards looking great, let's move on to another area that's easy to forget under the furniture. Now let's talk about cleaning under your furniture. Honestly, who has the time or the back to move heavy sofas or tables just to get rid of the dust? I used to struggle with this all the time, but I found a much easier way to clean those hidden spots without all the hassle. Instead of dragging furniture around, I use a flat duster wand. You can easily slide it under your couch or coffee table to scoop up the dust crumbs and pet hair without lifting a thing. I do this once a week and it works wonders. For example, just last week I used this method under my living room sofa and I was shocked by how much dirt had built up. And I didn't have to move a single piece of furniture. If you don't have a duster wand, no worries. You can use a paper towel roll, yes, really. Just tape it to the end of your vacuum nozzle and it works just as well. You can easily slide it into the gaps and suck up all the debris from under your furniture in no time. This trick is quick, easy, and saves your back from unnecessary strain. I swear my house feels way cleaner now that I'm doing this regularly. With the dust cleared from under your furniture, let's move on to something that can instantly brighten up your home, your windows. Now let's talk about cleaning your windows. Let's face it, no one really enjoys this task, and it's so easy to end up with streaky windows that look worse than when you started. I used to spend so much time cleaning windows only to find streaks left behind, making everything look messy again. Here's the trick I started using, and it works like a charm. I use foaming glass cleaner and a microfiber cloth. The key is to avoid paper towels or regular rags, which can leave lint behind and cause streaks. Instead, use a microfiber cloth for a smooth, streak-free finish. I start by spraying the foaming glass cleaner directly on the window, then wipe it in one direction with the microfiber cloth. After that, I finish with a final wipe in the opposite direction. This technique leaves the windows clear and shiny without any annoying streaks. I've done this method in my home, and I haven't had a streaky window since. Now that your windows are sparkling, let's move on to another hidden cleaning spot, your window screens. Now let's talk about cleaning your window screens. Most of us dread taking down the screens, soaking them in the bathtub, or scrubbing them outside. But I found a way to clean them without all that hassle, and it works wonders. Instead of removing the screens, I simply use a soft cloth or small towel, soak it in a mixture of water and vinegar, and gently rub the cloth over both sides of the screen. The texture of the cloth is perfect for getting into the tiny holes of the screen, lifting out all the dirt, dust, and pollen without taking it down. For example, just last week I did this on the windows in my kitchen and the difference was incredible. The screens were spotless and I didn't have to move them an inch. It's so easy, and the best part is that I didn't need to spend any time or effort removing them. If there's any stubborn dirt or bird droppings that won't come off, I just use a little more pressure, but the cloth works great for most cleaning. It's simple, quick, and super effective. With your window screens clean, let's wrap up with something that will save you time in your routine, your curtains. So those are the 10 quick and easy cleaning tips I use every week to keep my home clean without feeling overwhelmed or exhausted. If you're looking to save time on cleaning and make your home maintenance easier, try incorporating these steps one at a time and you'll definitely notice the difference. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe so you won't miss any future videos. You deserve to have a living space that feels fresh and easy to maintain every day. And if you're looking for even more cleaning hacks that feel almost magical, make sure to check out tomorrow's video, where I'll be sharing even more tips that will completely change your cleaning routine.